Maria is a planner, the Atlas beverage producers, and starts her day by opening up the AVEVA planning and scheduling tool for a quick review of existing orders across the plant. She can look at all orders or focus on specific areas like bulk production or packaging. Today, she decides to zero in on bulk production, since she knows there's a lot of new customer orders that came in that need to be taken care of. As she reviews the order, she can see information like product ID, item ID, quantity needed, and need by date. With the simple click of the refresh button, she can pull information in immediately from the MES. If she needs to reschedule an order, they can be easily moved between pieces of equipment through a quick drag and drop. As you move the order across different machinery or to different times, the system will also update any corresponding orders, like this subjob for Reactor 1, which is dependent upon the completion of the job that's going to be running on Blender 1. As she manually schedules the jobs across the current pieces of equipment, she decides to use the Optimize button, which will analyze the current schedule and reorder the jobs based on the due date of the order, as well as equipment availability. As she reviews the new schedule, she notices that there's a setup time between a job on Blender 2 because of a switch in product. In order to minimize this, she decides to create a new rule that'll look at not only the delivery date needed, but also minimizing the setup hours between the jobs to ensure there's less product switchover and less cleanup. With the new rule in place, you simply re-hit the Optimize button, and you can see how the order has now been moved over to Blender 1, eliminating unnecessary changeover, cleaning, and setup time. Now that the jobs are optimized to reduce setup and changeover time and meet customer due dates, the schedule is ready to be pushed back down to the MES where Bill, the supervisor, can review them. A simple click of the Publish Scenario button will send the schedule down to the MES. As our supervisor Bill logs into the system, one of the first things he'll check is the list of work orders that have been released for execution in the production system. Today, he needs to make an adjustment to one of the orders, so he hits the Edit button and updates the quantity to reflect an email he received earlier in the day indicating that they needed to increase the amount produced. He also needs to set the due date to a new date based on the customer information. Meanwhile, back in the planning tool, Maria hits Refresh Data and sees the updated amount reflected in the order, as well as an adjustment to the schedule, showing that as well. Now that the order has been reviewed by our supervisor, Bill, the operator, Beth, is able to log into her station and see the orders that are available to run within her system. Looking at the Blender, she sees the job that Bill has released and is ready to start that process and begin producing and consuming. As the job runs, Beth will be consuming materials from different inventory locations, as well as producing finished goods. Here we're consuming some inventory required to make the finished good. And now we're adding in the final goods produced. As items are produced and consumed in operations, Maria, back in scheduling, will see those updates within the planning tool. As more materials are produced and consumed, the planning tool can be updated to show that progress. So Maria in scheduling has an idea of where we're at in the cycle of production and when the order will be completed.